So we talk a lot about skins that we like here on the channel, but one thing we don't do as often as we could is roast the ones that we don't. So today we're going to be going over the top 10 ugliest Fortnite skins in the game. Now, before we do begin though, I do have to do a little trigger warning and disclaimer because this list is completely subjective, meaning these are just our opinions. So I don't want to see number 2 is this. But getting off topic here, be sure to use code T5G in the item shop where you could be saving 10% or more on car insurance or something like that. Also, the Discord is absolutely buzzing, so be sure to head over there and hang out. There will be memes. But without further ado, let us get into the number 10 spot, gamers. In at number 10, we've got Dynamo. So Dynamo is a skin based on Lucha Libre, the professional style of wrestling they have in Mexico. To be fair, we appreciate what they were going for with the costumes. It's a good way for anyone who's a fan of the sport to represent by using these colorful outfits. However, most people weren't really a fan of the female Dynamo version. The Masked Fury has a really similar skin using those red, silver, and black colors with a hint of green, which doesn't look too bad. However, with Dynamo, they added a whole bunch of pink to the outfit. I'm assuming to add that stereotypical female feel to it. But in all honesty, it's a bit too much. There's so many colors going on with the outfit that it just looks a bit messy, a bit too much. Maybe if they added her own style of Lucha Libre costume instead of matching it to the male version, it could be a great skin to use. But as of now, it would be hard for you to find many Dynamos running around the Fortnite island. And at number 9, we've got the Tender Defender. Now, the Tender Defender may be one of the funniest skins in Fortnite alongside the banana skin, but you can't help but admit it isn't the best looking. The story behind it, on the other hand, is a good one. Originally, the Tender Defender was just a little doodle drawn by an 8-year-old boy who had a dream of a chicken-like skin in Fortnite. It blew up on Reddit, and another user redrew the concept with every little detail, while still giving full credit to the young boy. Not long after, in November, Fortnite actually released the Tender Defender, and they didn't just take the concept and make it their own. They thought the style was so good that they literally just copy and pasted the whole outfit into Fortnite. What an honor that must have been for the two artists. When you're running around with them, it's definitely entertaining to watch, but when you see one running towards you with those eyes, alright, with the eyes just flapping all over the place, I wouldn't describe it as a good looking skin. It's mostly, it's gotta be a yikes for me, guys. It's gotta be a yikes. I give it a yikes out of 10. It's most likely going to be one of those skins you purposely use for when you're messing around and not taking the game too seriously. But in at number 8, we've got Moth Mondo. So we've had this Moth Mondo skin for a little while now, and I don't know about you, but I rarely see people using it. I've seen other skins using its moth wings, but I rarely ever see the actual skin. It's got a lot of unique features that normally people would love to have compared to standard builds most skins have. So why isn't it more popular? Huh? We need answers. Well, I'm probably guessing that it's due to the feeling that we all have towards certain animals and things. You know how most people are scared of spiders, or most people find puppies cute as if it's almost an instinct? Well, in most cases, people tend to find moths pretty ugly, and I think it's that underlying factor that makes the skin less than desirable. It's got a nice smooth style to it, and the colors are nice, but at the end of the day, it's still a giant moth. I was going to compare it to the old saying that you can't polish a turd, but knowing what Fortnite players are like, I wouldn't be surprised to find some who would want to run around as a giant turd on legs. I mean, let's just hope anyone from Epic Games isn't watching and makes this happen. Number 7 is the Crackabella skin. Now, there are a few people out there that actually enjoy the Crackabella and Nutcracker skins, but for some reason, those blank eyes just put me off the skins, and I think a lot of people have that similar feeling towards them. If you look at Crackabella's outfit, it's not actually that bad. It's got a royal white costume with gold trimming that looks really nice. Then you look up and see those eyes staring at you like a creepy ex-stalker you just noticed outside your bedroom window. Those are the eyes of somebody who's about to do something pretty dark. I mean, I do see the odd Crackabella running around, but she doesn't exactly seem to be the most popular. I personally think the whole wooden puppet themed skins will flunk in general. People want that added personality, and the blank eyes and the puppet look just detach you from that too much. But in at number 6, we've got the Sub Commander skin. So this skin came out with the first ever Twitch Pride pack for Fortnite. You got a couple skins and some other cosmetics. At the time, a lot of players were using the Sub Commando. It had a black and purple color theme to signify its link to Twitch, and you could find most streamers using it, as it not only provided a little advertisement that they streamed, but it was also the latest and one of the newest skins to use. That phase died out fairly quickly though. After the hype of a new skin had died down, the Sub Commando became less and less popular. The main outfit was mostly black and gray, with only a small bit or purple for the hat and headphones. After a while, it began to feel like nothing more than a slight upgraded default skin, nothing that unique to it. Unique skins were pretty rare back then, so it made sense that people would want to use the Sub Commando. But with all the unique skins we have now, the Sub Commando has gotten lost at the bottom of them all. Nothing that makes it really stand out. cow. But in at number 5, we've got the Yeehaw skin. Now, the Yeehaw skin was a little too late to the party. We'd been playing around with the Giddy Up version for quite a while since its release in the Season 6 Battle Pass. The thing about this is that you can get Giddy Up for essentially free at tier 23. Yeehaw, on the other hand, will cost you a pricey 1,500 V-Bucks from the item shop. The question is, why would I buy this version when I already got one for free? And why would I even think about buying the skin at all when I could just use the Yeehaw emoji? In any case, it would make sense to at least have one version available for those that weren't around for Season 6. However, Yeehaw hasn't gained much popularity, and a lot of the community aren't a fan of this skin. I'd probably guess it's down to the greeny, aqua-colored version of the llama. We're so used to the purple llamas that this one just doesn't seem that familiar and doesn't really motivate people to buy it, unless, of course, you're a collector. Then it doesn't really matter about the looks, because looks don't matter, okay? Okay, maybe that's true of skins when you're paying money for a skin. Number 4, Grimbles. With gnomes being a common appearance in Fortnite and the Keemstar You've Been Gnomed meme running wild on the internet, it's no surprise that we would eventually be seeing a skin like Mr. Grimbles. Considering he looks like he's made of some sort of porcelain, he doesn't have that same creepy factor as the Crackabella Nutcracker skins have. In fact, he actually looks pretty friendly. That is, unless you use his second form with the glowing red eyes. The thing is, from the front, Grimbles doesn't look that bad, but when you're playing as him, his costumes seem a little bit more bland and boring. All you really see is a red triangle on top of a blue jacket, and the hat can easily get in your way during fights. Considering this is a third-person game, you'd think Fortnite would take a little bit more time to make the back of the characters look good as well. In the end, though, I think most people probably bought this skin purely for the meme or its reactive lamp backbling. And in at number 3, we've got Brainiac. The idea of having a classic zombie-style costume in Fortnite seems appealing. Zombies have been a massive part of the gaming universe, and they're something we almost always look forward to. That was until Fortnitemares appeared anyway. Now, Brainiac himself I originally wouldn't have put down as a zombie. He's gotten the blackened eyes, but that's pretty much it when it comes to a zombie. The green skin and white hair does actually look alright. Maybe it's just me, but I consider this more sort of mutated or a radioactive ghoul. The biggest thing for me is that the whole outfit is a very dark and brown color. Kind of dulls the whole design, and if you're going for glowing green skin, then I definitely think Brainiac would be better off with a matching outfit. Something that makes him stand out from the crowd rather than putting him back in it. And in at number 2, we've got the Hazzard Agent. So where do I start with the Hazzard Agent? Hands down, definitely one of the last skins in the entire game I would pick. If I'm trying to play a little decent, I don't want to stand out like a glowing stickman that has a giant head allowing for easier headshot tracking. They have given her visor and costume a really shiny and reflective look to it that's fairly smooth, but the costume design itself isn't something I could imagine anyone really finding much appeal in. It's got that similar greeny aqua color to the Yeehaw llama with a bright yellow trimming spread throughout. All in all, I would say it's the best color choice. I mean, what do you think though? Is this a color theme that you like? Because I can't even remember the last time I've seen someone using the skin, and it's been out since Season 4. The square head seems a little excessive as well. It just makes you think it's a television set where a head's supposed to be, especially with that little metal antenna behind it. There's usually something I can really appreciate about most skins, but overall, this Hazzard Agent gets a big pass from me. And in at number 1, we've got Moisty Merman. Another fairly unpopular skin at the moment is the Moisty Merman. When it showed up in Season 4, there were actually quite a few people using it, myself included. After all, it was one of the first types of skins to be completely different from your standard human variants, adding that monster vibe to the skin categories. Like a swamp creature you'd expect to see from a place like Moisty Mire, this creature had an all-out light green color to it that, in all honesty, was a little bright. I mean, if you want people to see you, then this is definitely a great skin to use because you'll stand out like a sore thumb. The design isn't that bad, but when you take a look at the head with the giant drooling orange mouth and the blank white eyes, you can't tell me that isn't one ugly skin. You'd still find the odd Moisty Merman running around, but even they'll admit this creature is supposed to be ugly. It's all a part of the swamp creature costume. They'll mostly wear it for the fun factor, or perhaps they're just a big fan of the old Swamp Thing comics. But that has been our list of the top 10 ugliest Fortnite skins that we don't like. Be sure to click that like button if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Push notifications on. T5G in the item shop. Don't forget it. Do not forget it. And join the Discord. But we hope you guys have a wonderful day. Keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.